So I got this email the other day from a viewer. Hey man, saw you on Reddit, immediately watched a few of your videos, you have some great content. Just curious if you could lend some advice. I'm 20 years old in college running a painting company. Right now I have a pretty big pipeline of around 90 leads. However, I get all these leads from going door to door or tossing flyers. It appears you're big on emailing. Any ideas how I can reach out to homeowners through email about painting their homes? So this question's in a similar vein to a lot of what you guys have been wondering. So 3 ways to use cold emails for B2C companies is what I wanted to go over today. A good example of this working is I used to work with a dog walking company based in one of the big 3 cities, either Boston, Philadelphia, New York, one of those. And what they used to do is, it was Uber for dog walking. So they would have somebody come in and walk your dog if you requested in the app. But one of the biggest drivers of new business for them wasn't user acquisition coming directly to the app. It was partnerships that they'd built with these buildings. So they would go out, pitch buildings, and say, hey, I'm going to be the dog walking service for your building. We'll give anyone who's paying for an apartment unlimited dog walking through our app. And that was a huge driver of new business for them. So that's one way you can use cold emails. And in this video, I want to break down 3 ways. So what is B2C, first of all? This is any type of company that sells to consumers. This could be home remodeling, it could be individual real estate deals, lawyers, accountants, anyone that sells directly to consumers. Even e-commerce is a big B2C one, and mobile apps also. A lot of mobile apps are business to consumer. This is directly opposed to business, which is companies that sell to other businesses, like mobile app development or software as a service companies. So let's jump into it. 3 ways to use cold emails for B2C companies. I'm Alex Berman from Inspire Beats. $20 million in leads generated, $2 million in B2B sales in the last year. So here we go. The first one is large corporate deals. So what you can use cold email for if you're in B2C, especially for this painter guy, that we referenced earlier in the video, is go into an office building and basically write down all the tenants that you see on the office wall. Those could be bigger clients for you. Anyone who's got the money to invest in an office usually has the money to hire these other services. So what you can do is make a list of all the tenants in that building and cold pitch them directly. What this guy can do, since he's a painter, is cold pitch as a corporate painting style thing. So rather than painting people's homes, now he's painting people's offices, and they're bigger deals that way. So that's one way you can do it. So you can pitch those corporate deals the same way that we talk about in any of our cold emailing videos. Here's a teardown that I did of a recent B2B service, and you can use that same email, basically turning your B2C services company into a B2B services company. The second way is podcasts or radio. Doing podcast interviews is a great way to get your name out there. And if you target your your podcast correctly, you can pull in the right sort of B2C companies. So here's an email I sent out recently to get on a podcast. And you can use this to target your podcasts and pull in customers that way. Hey Amy, came across the podcast and new and noteworthy. Love the focus on pivoting your way to success. Very cool. So direct reference to one of their past podcast episodes. Quick pitch for our company. Naturally, we're trying to get the word out. Since we target a similar group, I think it would be quite interesting for your audience to hear some of these insights. And then I send a different 3 bullet points for every single podcast. So when you're doing this, spend a minute or 2, look at the podcast, see what sort of shows they do, and then pitch your 3 ideas based on those shows. And hopefully you'll get some responses. This woman responded within a few minutes. Normally, with an email like this, you'll get about a 10% response rate on podcasts. And finally, the last thing you can do is direct partnerships and sell-through opportunities. Using that dog walking business as an example, you can do basically exactly what they do. Find out who owns these buildings and reach out to them directly to become the go-to painter for anyone in that apartment building, right? Or the go-to dog walker, the go-to lawyer, any sort of reference like that. The other thing you can do is if you're reaching out to other B2B companies directly, that have some kind of service that fits in with your service, you can also negotiate a referral deal. We did this recently with a mobile app development client. Basically, any client that we send to them, they get 20% of the revenue for the first month. So you can come up with a deal like that for your type of business, and that should work really well. So to recap, 3 ways to use cold emails for B2C companies. 1, large corporate deals, going after bigger business clients instead of consumer clients. 2, podcasts or radio, which you can find using cold emails. And 3, partnerships and affiliate deals, which you can find by finding similar companies and sending cold emails. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe if you want more content like this. Give it a like to encourage more of these style of videos. And 2 videos you should check out next. 1 is how to avoid your cold emails getting marked as spam. Basically a breakdown of common mistakes people make when they cold email and how they end up as spam. And the second one is subject lines that actually get responses. A breakdown of the different mindsets you should be in when you're sending your cold email subject lines, and a breakdown of the subject lines that built Inspire Beats up to where we are today. And if you need B2B leads for your startup or agency, check out inspirebeats.com and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thanks.